You know, it only took 2 seconds. One misstep in the kitchen, and my best friend went from walking every morning to needing help just to stand. That fall changed everything. And the scary part? It could have been prevented. If you're a woman over 60, I need you to hear this. Balance isn't just about staying on your feet. It's about keeping your independence, your freedom, your life the way you want to live it. Today, we're going to talk about the 6 mistakes most women our age are making without even knowing it. They seem small, but they're the reason so many of us end up in the ER. And trust me, once you understand these, you'll never look at balance the same way again. Stick with me. The last one might surprise you most because it surprised me, and it nearly knocked me flat. 1. You are not alone. Over 90% of women over 60 struggle with balance. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Or maybe it won't, if you've lived it yourself. More than 90% of women over 60 experience some kind of balance issue. Yes, that many. And yet, hardly anyone talks about it. It's this quiet struggle, this creeping change we barely notice until one day. It's there. You might feel a little off when you step out of bed. You might catch yourself reaching for the wall a bit more often, or walking slower downstairs just in case. Maybe you've already had that one scary moment, that near fall in the kitchen, that stumble on the sidewalk, that second where your heart raced and you thought, what if I hadn't caught myself? Here's the truth. You are not alone. Not even close. This isn't about being clumsy. It's not about being weak. It's not your fault. As we age, our bodies change in ways we often don't expect. We naturally lose muscle mass. Our vision isn't what it used to be. Our reaction time slows. And if we're on medication, which many of us are, those side effects can throw off our balance without warning. What frustrates me is that we're warned about so many other things: high blood pressure, heart disease, bone density. But balance? That barely gets a mention. And yet, a fall can take away your independence faster than almost anything else. You probably know someone who's lived it. Maybe it's a friend, a neighbor, or maybe your own mother. One moment they were independent. The next, they're in a rehab center using a walker, depending on others. And it all started with a single fall. But here's the good news. Balance is not a one-way street. You can improve it. You can strengthen it. You can take control before it takes control of you. You just need to know what's silently working against you and how to fix it before it becomes a problem. So if you've noticed little changes in how steady you feel, or if you just want to stay sharp, mobile, and confident for the long haul, you're in the right place. What we're going to cover in this video might just help you stay on your feet, stay out of the hospital, and stay in charge of your life. Because you are stronger than you think. And you are definitely not alone. 2. Skipping balance exercises. The hidden skill. You didn't know you were losing. Here's something most of us don't realize until it's too late. Balance is a skill. And like any skill, if you don't use it, you lose it. I didn't know that for the longest time. I thought balance was just something you either had or didn't. I figured, well, I can walk fine, I haven't fallen. I must be okay. But balance is more subtle than that. It starts slipping long before the first fall ever happens. The truth is, most of us stop doing the things that challenge our balance, without even knowing it. We stop walking on uneven ground. We avoid stairs. We never try standing on one foot, or reaching overhead, or turning quickly. And the less we do those things, the more our bodies forget how. I remember going to a wellness class at the senior center. Not even for balance. I thought I was going for stretching and a little light movement. But the instructor, a spry woman in her 70s with the energy of someone half her age, had us try something I hadn't done in years. Stand on one foot with our eyes open, then closed. Let me tell you, It was humbling. I couldn't even last 10 seconds. And I wasn't alone. Almost every woman in that room wobbled, laughed nervously, and admitted they hadn't tried something like that in decades. But here's what was amazing. After just a few weeks of short, simple exercises, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, I felt a real difference. I stood up straighter. I moved more confidently. I stopped reaching for the walls when I stepped off the curb. I even started dancing again in the kitchen. And the science backs it up. Balance exercises strengthen not just your legs and core, but your proprioception, your brain's ability to sense where your body is in space. That's the key to catching yourself when you trip, to stepping down stairs without gripping the railing like your life depends on it. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need a gym, fancy equipment, or an instructor. You just need your body, a little space, and a bit of consistency. Start with these. Stand near a countertop and try lifting 1 foot off the floor for 10 seconds. Then switch. Walk heel to toe in a straight line, like you're on a balance beam. Shift your weight side to side slowly, feeling your hips and ankles adjust. These aren't workouts. They're gentle wake-up calls to your nervous system, reminding your body how to keep you steady. So if you're skipping balance exercises because you think you don't need them, think again. This isn't about preparing for a fall. It's about preventing it. It's about staying strong, steady, and independent for the years to come. Trust me, it's a small effort with a massive return. Because when you feel grounded in your body, you walk through life differently. Head high, shoulders back, fear gone. 3. Wearing the wrong shoes. Why cute isn't always safe. Let me be honest with you. There was a time I cared way more about how my shoes looked than how they worked. I loved my ballet flats. I had them in every color. They were light, easy to slip on, and I thought they made my feet look dainty. But the truth? They were quietly setting me up for a fall. I started noticing it in little ways. My feet would slide on smooth floors. I'd catch my toe on rugs. I felt less steady on stairs. One time I nearly fell headfirst into a rose bush just walking across my own yard. That was my wake-up call. What many of us don't realize is that as we get older, our feet change. The natural padding on the bottom thins out. The arches start to collapse. Our ligaments loosen. And the shoes we wore comfortably in our 40s or 50s, they might be totally wrong for us now. But here's the problem. No one tells you when it's time to change. There's no warning sign on your favorite loafers that says, "These might trip you up someday." We just keep wearing what we're used to, until something happens. So let me tell you what I've learned the hard way. The right shoes are not a luxury. They are your foundation. You wouldn't build a house on a wobbly base. Why would you expect your body to stay steady on shoes that slip, bend, or flop around your ankles? Now, I'm not saying you have to wear clunky orthopedic shoes that make you feel like you're walking on bricks. The good news is, today's market has so many stylish, supportive options designed with older women in mind. Look for these key features. Non-slip soles with good traction. A structured heel cup to cradle your foot. Arch support to keep your body aligned. A wide, stable base to help you feel grounded. And if possible, something that secures around your ankle. I found a pair that checks all those boxes, and still makes me feel like myself. They've got memory foam inside, a grippy sole underneath, and a little floral pattern that just makes me smile. And the difference? It's night and day. I walk with more confidence. I stand taller. I don't hesitate when I move. And here's something I say to every woman I meet. Slippers count, too. If you're walking around the house in soft, floppy slippers with no grip, you're just as much at risk indoors as outdoors. Get a house shoe that supports you properly. Because here's the thing. At our age, a fall isn't just a bruise. It could mean surgery, rehab, losing the freedom to drive, to travel, even to live alone. So ask yourself, are your shoes holding you back? Or are they helping you move forward safely and confidently? If you're not sure, it might be time for a change. And trust me, your feet, your balance, and your future self will thank you. 4. Vision changes. The link between sight and stability. Most people think of balance as something that happens in your muscles or maybe your inner ear. But one of the biggest things that affects how steady you are? Your eyes. That surprised me too. I always thought, well, I can still read the newspaper, I just need my readers, no big deal. But balance isn't just about seeing clearly. It's about how your eyes help your brain understand where you are in space. Let me explain. As we age, our vision changes slowly, and in ways we don't always notice. Depth perception gets weaker. Peripheral vision narrows. Contrast sensitivity fades. And at night? Forget it. Our eyes struggle more to adjust in low light than they used to. I'll never forget the night it really hit me. I got up to use the bathroom around 3 a.m., didn't want to turn on the light, didn't want to wake my husband. So I tiptoed in the dark, thinking I knew the path by heart. And then, my foot caught the edge of the rug. I didn't fall, thank goodness, but I banged my knee hard and had to ice it for days. And for what? For trying to save a little light? That next week, I booked an eye exam. Turned out, I hadn't updated my prescription in over 4 years. My vision had changed, but I hadn't kept up. My glasses were scratched, my lenses didn't have anti-glare coating, and the difference between what I thought I could see and what I actually could? Let's just say I was shocked. So I got a new pair, clearer lenses, better fit, a soft tint to help with indoor contrast and anti-glare for night driving. It was like someone turned the lights back on in my life. And suddenly, steps looked sharper. Rugs stood out. My surroundings felt safe again. Here's the thing. Your eyes are a critical part of your balance system. When your vision isn't right, your brain works harder to keep you upright. That extra strain can cause disorientation, dizziness, even vertigo. You might think you're just tired or getting older, but really, your body is trying to make up for what your eyes aren't telling it. So what can you do? Get your eyes checked every year, even if you think nothing has changed. Keep your glasses updated, clean, and scratch-free. Add more lighting in dim areas of your home, hallways, staircases, bathrooms. Use night lights with motion sensors for those midnight trips. It's such a small adjustment, but it makes a world of difference. Because balance isn't just about your legs. It's about giving your whole body the information it needs to move safely and confidently. And trust me, when you can truly see where you're going, everything feels just a little more in focus. 5th, medication side effects. The hidden danger in your daily routine. Let me ask you something personal. How many medications do you take in a day? 1? 3? Maybe more? If you're like most women over 60, you're probably juggling a few prescriptions, some for blood pressure, maybe something for cholesterol, anxiety, or sleep. A supplement here, an over-the-counter pill there. It becomes part of the routine. So familiar, we stop thinking about it. But here's what most of us don't realize. Even the medications that are helping you can quietly be putting your balance at risk. I learned this the hard way. A couple of years ago, I was prescribed a new medication to help with some mild dizziness I'd been having. I took it, trusting it would help. But instead of feeling better, I started feeling off. Like the floor wasn't quite where I expected it to be when I stood up. I brushed it off at first. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I need more water. Then, one evening, I got up from the couch too fast, and the room tilted. Just slightly, but enough to send me stumbling into the coffee table. I didn't fall, but it shook me, and that was my moment. I grabbed the bottle and finally read the fine print. May cause dizziness or loss of balance. It had been there the whole time. I just never thought to look. See, as we get older, our bodies don't process medications the same way. What worked for us at 50 might be too strong at 70. And when we're taking multiple medications, even small interactions between them can affect our nervous system and our balance. And yet, how often do we talk to our doctors about that? How often do we say, "Hey, I've been feeling a little unsteady lately. Could it be my meds?" Here's what I wish every woman knew. You are your own best advocate. Start here. Keep a written list of everything you take: prescriptions, supplements, even vitamins. Pay attention to how you feel when you take them. Dizzy? Sluggish? Lightheaded? Write it down. Bring that list and your notes to every doctor's visit. Don't be afraid to speak up. You're not being dramatic. You're being smart. After I went back to my doctor and explained what was happening, he adjusted the dosage. Within a week, the dizziness faded. My mornings felt solid again. I felt like myself again. Sometimes the answer isn't more medication. It's the right medication, in the right amount, with the right awareness. Because the most dangerous side effects are the ones we ignore, and you deserve better than that. 6. Holding on to furniture instead of using support, a shift in pride and power. I used to tell myself, I don't need a cane, I'm still doing fine. And yet, every time I walked from the kitchen to the living room, I'd reach for countertops, lean on chairs, even graze my fingertips along the wall, just in case. I thought I was being independent. Looking back now, I realize I was actually afraid. It even had a name in my house: wall walking. I'd justify it. It's just for balance. The floor's a little uneven. I'm just tired today. But deep down, I knew I was compensating for something. I just didn't want to admit it. Because there's this strange feeling that comes with the idea of using a cane or walker, as if you're giving in or somehow declaring to the world, I'm old now. I was clinging to pride. But that pride was putting me in danger. One afternoon, I was carrying a basket of laundry, both hands full, walking the same path I always walked. And out of nowhere, I tripped. There was nothing there, no rug, no cord, just a sudden shift in my body that I couldn't correct. I stumbled hard into the side table, didn't fall, but I could have. And I knew in that moment it was time to stop pretending. So I bought a cane. A beautiful one, lightweight, soft grip, floral pattern that made it feel more like an accessory than a warning sign. And when I walked out the door with it for the first time, I expected to feel embarrassed. But I didn't. You know what I felt? Relief. I wasn't clinging to furniture anymore. I wasn't hesitating with every step. I walked taller. My shoulders relaxed. I felt safe again. Using a cane didn't take away my independence. It gave it back to me. And I want to say this clearly because I know someone listening right now needs to hear it. Using a support device is not weakness. It is wisdom. It means you're prioritizing safety. It means you're thinking ahead. It means you care more about living fully than about what someone else might think for a split second. And truthfully, no one's judging you. People respect strength. And strength looks like someone who takes care of herself enough to make smart choices, even when they're hard. So if you find yourself constantly reaching for furniture or walking with fear in your chest, don't wait for a fall to wake you up. Choose support now, not because you can't walk without it, but because you want to keep walking on your terms, confidently, for years to come. So now you know, balance isn't something you just have or don't. It's something you work on, something you protect, something you can still improve no matter your age. We've talked about the 6 most common mistakes, ones most women don't even know they're making. Skipping balance exercises, wearing the wrong shoes, ignoring subtle vision changes, overlooking side effects from medications, clinging to furniture instead of choosing safe support, and forgetting that you are not alone in this journey. And here's the truth. Every one of these can be turned around with awareness, intention, and just a little action. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. But you do need to take the first step. Because the cost of doing nothing, it's not just a fall, it's your confidence, your freedom, your independence, and you deserve better. You deserve to feel steady in your body. You deserve to walk into a room without fear. You deserve to keep dancing in your kitchen, strolling through the park, and living life on your terms. Not cautiously, not quietly, but fully. So if something in this video made you pause, if it reminded you of someone you love, or maybe of yourself, I want you to take action. Today. Start with just one thing. Maybe it's booking that eye exam. Maybe it's ordering a pair of shoes with better grip. Maybe it's standing on one foot while you brush your teeth. Small steps add up. I promise you that. And if you found this helpful, I hope you'll do 3 things for me. 1. Like this video, so more women can find it. 2. Subscribe to the channel for more real, relatable advice that honors where we are in life. 3. Share in the comments. What part hit home for you? What surprised you most? I read every one, and your story might just help someone else feel seen and supported. And if you want more practical tips, personal stories, and encouragement delivered straight to your inbox each week, sign up for my Savvy Senior newsletter. The link's below. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. And remember, every time you choose to stand stronger, move safer, and live smarter, you're not just avoiding a fall. You're stepping into your power. Your future self will thank you for it.